A story is told of a baseball manager whose team he felt was headed for the World Series. The manager was excited about his team's progress, but desired to see more improvement in one of his rookie players. Before one game, he decided to start the rookie outfielder in left field. The veteran outfielder who normally played that position was furious. When the rookie mishandled a fly ball, the veteran banged his glove on the bench in disgust. When it appeared the rookie was going back too far, the veteran would throw both his hands in the air and say, "Can you believe this kid?" In the third inning, the rookie was charged with an error. Later in the game, after fielding a routine ground ball, he overthrew home plate. By this time, the veteran outfielder was pacing back and forth in anger and disgust in the dugout. He could not believe the manager was leaving that bumbling, inexperienced rookie in the game. In the sixth inning, the manager tapped the veteran left fielder on the shoulder and said, "Go in and replace the kid. He's had enough for today." The veteran grabbed his glove and growled, "Well, it's about time," and stormed out onto the field. The manager stopped the rookie, patted him on the shoulder, and said, "Way to go, kid." It wasn't long before the veteran player mishandled a fly ball. Later in the same inning, he was charged with an error. After a pop-up to center field, the inning was over and the veteran returned to the dugout. A hush fell over the dugout as he entered. No one, not even the manager, said a single word, waiting to hear what comment, if any, the veteran player would make. After kicking up some dust, throwing his glove on the ground, he barked, "That rookie has got left field so messed up, nobody can play it." Now maybe you are feeling some of that same frustration related to the way your normal routines have been changed. Perhaps it is a frustration from hearing differing voices about what is happening and how we should handle it. Or it simply might be not knowing when you will get your real life back. Instead of kicking up some dust and throwing your glove on the ground, allow me to share some thoughts with you. This crisis, like every other crisis you and I have faced, did not catch God by surprise. In Acts chapter 17, we are told God created this world and everything in it. He has given life to all of us, and in Him we live and move and exist. Sometimes I think we get too caught up in ourselves, trying to control everything around us and do not see the bigger picture. If God created this world, including us, He will also take care of it and us. In Matthew chapter 6, verse 25, Jesus says, "Do not be worried about your life." But we are. We wonder about having enough to eat and making sure we have the other things necessary for life. However, listen to how Jesus puts all of this into perspective in Matthew chapter 6, verse 25 through 30. "For this reason I say to you, do not be worried about your life as to what you will eat or what you will drink, nor for your body as to what you will put on. Is not life more than food, and the body more than clothing? Look at the birds of the air, that they do not sow, nor reap, nor gather into barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not worth much more than they? And who of you, by being worried, can add a single hour to his life? And why are you worried about clothing? Observe how the lilies of the field grow. They do not toil, nor do they spin. Yet I say to you that not even Solomon in all his glory clothed himself like one of these. But if God so clothes the grass of the field, which is alive today and tomorrow is thrown into the furnace, will He not much more clothe you, you of little faith?" God takes care of what is His. But I am just one of about 8 billion people on this planet. How can God notice me, you may say? God cares for every single one of us, you included, even if you are the 5th sparrow. In Matthew chapter 10, verse 29, Jesus says, "Are not 2 sparrows sold for a cent? And yet not one of them will fall to the ground apart from your Father. 2 sparrows for a penny." In Luke chapter 12 and verse 6, Jesus says, Are not 5 sparrows sold for 2 cents? Yet not one of them is forgotten before God. If the going rate was 2 sparrows for 1 cent, and yet 5 sparrows are sold for 2 cents, then the 5th sparrow was free, just thrown in for good measure as if it really didn't matter. However, did you notice what Jesus said? Not one of them is forgotten before God, and not one of them will fall to the ground without God's notice. You are not forgotten by God. He is caring for you. He knows you because you are His creation. God gave the Old Testament people of Israel this message through the prophet Isaiah in Isaiah chapter 49, verses 15 and 16. I will not forget you. Behold, I have inscribed you on the palm of my hands. That is the message God would also give to us. I will not forget you. Take a moment and look around you. Notice the new life and beauty God is bringing through nature. As He cares for His world, He cares for you. Rest in His hands as you move through this week, and God bless.